I have never believed in ghosts. All the stories told on rainy nights, the rumors in the small neighborhood, or the yellowed diary entries found in old drawers, to me, were just ghost stories made up to scare children. But that night, when the clock on the table struck midnight, my worldview collapsed in an instant. Asterisk, I stood frozen in the darkness, my hand still on the cold doorknob. My heart was pounding so hard that I thought I could hear it clearly in the silence. Outside, that voice had just called my name, low, choked, but strangely, in a flash, I realized it was exactly like Michael's voice. I trembled. My mind screamed that it couldn't be. My brother was dead. I had stood next to the coffin and seen his cold face under the white cloth. But my heart ached with a familiar feeling, as if there was a part of me that believed that Michael was really standing outside the door. I didn't dare open it right away. I gently peeked through the peephole. At this moment, under the dim light of the street lamp, I saw a vague figure. A tall, thin figure, hair drooping, shoulders shaking slightly as if waiting. I held my breath, my hands gripping the doorframe to keep my balance. That figure looked eerily like Michael. Every cell in my body screamed to run, but my feet felt like they were nailed to the tiled floor. David, open the door. I'm cold. The voice echoed through the crack in the door, each word drawn out, sweet as a plea, but with a distorted tone, as if suffocated by an invisible void. I took a step back, my whole body trembling. A series of memories flashed through my mind. Michael sitting in the living room studying for an exam. Michael laughing as we played soccer in the yard. Michael humming in the rain. But then came the image of my brother with a pale face in a coffin, his lips stiff, forever unable to smile again. I shouted loudly, "Who are you?" The sound echoed in the empty room, making me suddenly realize that my voice was trembling and weak. Outside, the figure was silent for a moment, then moved slightly, as if leaning close to the keyhole to whisper, "Don't you believe me? I'm Michael." My chest tightened. If this was really Michael, how could she come back? And if not, what was it that was using her form to deceive me? The air in the room was thick, each breath heavy. I backed away, my eyes never leaving the door. The figure outside was still standing motionless, only the wind whistling through the cracks like a lament. Suddenly, 3 loud knocks rang out, urgent and angry, making the door shake violently. I jumped back, falling onto the sofa. The knocking stopped, giving way to an eerie silence. In that moment, I swore I heard a soft, cold laugh, nothing like the old Michael's voice. The laugh lasted, fading into the darkness, leaving a deadly silence. I sat motionless for hours, until the dim light of dawn crept through the gaps in the curtains. When I mustered up the courage to step forward and look through the peephole, the hallway was completely empty, as if no one had ever been there. But on the ground, right in front of the door, I saw something that made my blood run cold. Another envelope, yellowed and cold. I quickly opened the door and picked it up. On the envelope, once again, was Michael's handwriting, written in a hurried, trembling manner. "Don't open the door again, or you will no longer be yourself." I almost collapsed. So was the first letter warning me, or was this one the truth? Was it Michael who knocked on the door last night, or some other shadow that wanted to take me with him? I hugged the envelope to my chest, my mind spinning, my heart filled with confusion and fear. Questions piled up, with no answers. But one thing was certain. This was just the beginning of a series of terrifying events. As I sat silently in the living room, the clock ticked away, And then, from the attic above, a strange sound echoed down. The sound of something heavy being dragged, accompanied by slow footsteps. I froze, my eyes wide open, my hands clutching the envelope and trembling. The house I thought was familiar had suddenly turned into a lurking maze. I knew I had no choice but to face it. End of part 2. Watch the next episode to find out what awaits David in that gloomy attic.